Welcome back to the SMT Media Network. We appreciate you guys for checking in with us and checking out this video. We're going to be discussing the sale of the LA Lakers by the Buss family. This particular transaction is going to be mega. The potential buyer of the franchise, I think, is Mark Walter, who I think prior to this point was a minority owner within the organization. So he's stepping up and taking full-on ownership of the team for an astronomical value of $10 billion, the highest ever value for a U.S. professional sports franchise. I think the only exceptions to the higher numbers than this, I think, would be probably some of the soccer teams from maybe the Premier League or La Liga or something like that. That might be. I'm not sure, but that's incredible. I think was it the Celtics who were sold recently for about $6 billion, just to show you the incredible value of this particular team, the most renowned, well-known NBA organization in the history of the league at any point, right? It's always been the Lakers, right? Especially during the NBA era. And they have stacked up championship over championship over and over, time and time again. And you could see what that does for the value of a franchise. Now, her father bought this team, I think, in the 70s or something of the sort. And, the profit margins have been phenomenal, and it's because of the winning, you know what I mean? And I think over the time, when Jerry Buss passed, I want to say about 10 or 15 years ago, it basically was left as, inheritance to his sons and daughter, or son and daughter. Because I remember there being some tumultuous times between Jeannie and her brother and the direction of the team, and that there being some issues. I think it's Jim and Johnny were the other ones, and they just didn't know what exactly they wanted to do in terms of a vision of the franchise. And you guys probably remember that whole thing. I remember a lot of that Kurt Rambis talk and his wife being involved in management. I mean, that was even pretty recently. And then they won the championship in 2020, and that really takes a monkey off the back if you think about it, right? And now you got Luka, and LeBron is still there, and you had that huge move with, that trade to trade Anthony Davis to Dallas. And, you still have the voice of Magic Johnson, who's kind of involved in a way, you think about it. It's a lot of noise, and it's a lot of stuff. And maybe Jeannie's just trying to kind of move on from it all, and look, they're going to make a lot of money, and I'm sure there's a lot of inherited businesses and properties and land ownership and agreements and leases. And do they need the money? Do they need the money to stay owners of the franchise? Probably not. I doubt it, seriously. I don't think anybody from the Buss family is broke, nor do I think it's really an issue. I think it was just a lot to handle, and I don't think she's into it anymore. And that's okay. I mean, she did her part. She wanted the franchise to be successful, even after her dad's passing, I'm sure. For her, it was probably about an accomplishment to win a championship and carry on the family's legacy and winning with the franchise and those kind of things. Do I think, her selling it has anything to do with LeBron being a pain in the ass, or Rob Pelinka, or any of the other stuff going on? I don't think it really does. I mean, LeBron's 40 years old. Yeah, it's kind of a circus in LA while he's there, but, I don't know. Maybe it has something to do with it. Maybe I just think it's just running its course with her individually. And I think the value is good enough to where she can sit comfortably for a very, very long time. But what do you guys think? Why do you think she sold? Do you think there's something to it? Do you think it's just the offer? Let me know. Drop me some comments. Like, share, subscribe. Check out some more videos. We'll see you guys soon on the next one.